Welcome back to Be Fluent in Russian podcast. Today we have another episode on our hands, and today is a special one because I have my lovely wife Victoria here with me.
Hi guys!
And today we are starting this new type of podcast, I should say, is when me and Victoria talk to one another.
In Russian.
In Russian. So the backstory is that Victoria is a Russian learner. So your first language is what?
English.
Right. So
because I'm American, for the people that don't know.
Yes. And you've been learning Russian for how long?
I don't even want to say how long because it's been on and off.
Mm-hmm.
I would say on and off 5 years, right? Or more, 6 years?
I would say seriously 5 years.
Seriously? I would say seriously 3 years and on and off 5 years because...
Okay. No. 5 years and on and off the whole time.
Yeah, because we were at university.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really focused on learning Russian.
Right.
But of course now, yes, I'm focused.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And the reason why we're starting this podcast is because we found it very hard for us to find time to speak Russian to each other. Because we are very used to speaking English in our household. And so this podcast is a way for us, first of all, to speak some Russian to each other.
Yes.
And for you to have consistent progress as you go from week to week.
Yes.
And also, of course...
I was going to say, and also it forces us to speak in your native tongue.
Yes.
Because if it wasn't for this idea, I think we would just forget about it, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And also the reason why we are recording this is for you guys to also follow along. So the format of this is gonna be like this. We have a session. Me and Victoria record this podcast, and we have this once a week. For the whole week, I'm gonna give Victoria tasks for all weekdays: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And we're gonna post this on our Telegram channel that you can find the link to in the description to this podcast. And you can see all those tasks and complete them yourself too. And then once you complete it, we tune into the next podcast next week, next Monday, and we go over the homework that Victoria has done. We have another session, another conversation in Russian that you guys can listen to and also improve along with Victoria.
Yes, and most importantly, you can learn from my mistakes.
Yes.
Because I will make a lot of them.
Yes. So we are not filtering this podcast in any way. We're not rehearsing. We're not doing any of that.
Yeah, and I was very upset about not being able to rehearse because I know I'm going to mess up.
But that's the whole point. That's the whole point, that you mess up and then you fix your mistakes and then people see where you were and where you're going to be, let's say, in a year or 2 years.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And today's conversation is going to be based around just simply talking about something very basic. How are you? How was your day? And things like that. Do you know that topic well?
Of course, it's beginner.
Okay,
Let's do this.
So,
Let's start.
We're going to speak for a little bit. After the conversation, you guys stay tuned because I'm going to give Victoria her feedback and also her homework. And Victoria will get a chance to ask me questions, and I'll answer them, of course. Okay? Ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
All right. Как дела, Виктория?
First, I think we should introduce ourselves.
Okay, привет, Виктория.
Привет, Федя.
Как у тебя дела?
Хорошо, нормально. А у вас тебя?
А у тебя?
А у тебя?
У меня хорошо. Я рад, что мы записываем этот подкаст.
Да, тоже.
Да.
Но я чуть-чуть боюсь, потому что русский язык очень трудно.
Хорошо. А что ты делала сегодня?
Сегодня утром я
Ходила в магазин.
Ходила в магазин.
Which means went to the store.
Yeah.
Ходила в магазин.
Ходила в магазин с тобой и купила много еда. И потом я готовит еда, завтрак, хлеб, яйца, что еще? Курица. И...
У нас была курица вчера. У нас осталась курица со вчера. We had chicken left from yesterday.
Да,
со вчера means from yesterday.
Да. И после я... Что я сделала сегодня? Все, да? Потому что это...
Потом ты готовила обед. Обед.
Забила.
Да.
Обед тоже готовила. Паста, конечно, потому что очень нравится.
Да.
И томатос и мясо.
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 Да, мясо is a hard word, да?
Да, трудно для меня. Мясо.
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 Хорошо, ну да, и все.
Да,
Потому что
всё.
сейчас
Подкаст.
Да, потому что сейчас 2 часа дня. Какие у тебя планы на сегодня, на вечер?
Вечера, я думаю, я будет работать на видео, потому что я сделал видео тоже, фитнес-видео
Да,
на YouTube. И, может быть, смотреть телевизор чуть-чуть. И все, потому что сегодня уже долгий день.
Да, долгий. Ты хотела пойти в тренажерный зал.
Нужно, но сегодня нет. Может быть, завтра утром, потому что я очень устала. Да.
Хорошо.
И
Что?
слушай меня.
Что?
Что ты делаешь сегодня, Федя?
Сегодня, как ты сказала, мы были в магазине.
Да.
Мы купили продукты, мы купили вилки, стаканы,
Забила стакан.
нож. Все для кухни, что нам нужно было. Потому что у нас новая квартира, у нас нет ничего,
Да.
и нам нужно было купить.
Да.
И мы сходили в магазин, потом я работал немного, я готовился к этому подкасту, готовился, I was getting prepared, I was getting ready. И все. И потом...
Потом, не потом, что ты делаешь сегодня вечером тоже?
Сегодня вечером у нас сейчас через час будет разговор с программистами. Потом мы договорились поиграть в компьютер с друзьями.
Конечно, играет, я думаю.
Играет? Че?
Играет gameplay.
Играть. Ну, если играть, я думаю, what did you mean by that?
I meant to say, I think you're gonna play.
Я сказал, да, я буду играть.
Да.
С друзьями.
But you didn't say game.
Играть, just I'm gonna play. Да.
I always mess that up.
Да, it's okay. So, я буду играть в компьютер
Да.
с друзьями. И потому что у них вечер, а у меня день. Вечер, у них время. Вечер, у меня время, день. И они сказали, давай в это время. Я говорю, хорошо, давай. И мы будем играть в 4 или 5 часов вечера. Потом они будут спать. И я хочу смонтировать, to edit, to crop and to, I guess, process. Этот подкаст. Я хочу его сделать видео формат на YouTube. И аудио на Spotify, Apple Podcast и так далее.
Да, я понимаю.
И все. Это мои планы. Еще я хочу записать шорты на YouTube. Или написать идеи для шортов. Shorts. Я хочу идеи записать. И, может быть, завтра сделать видео. Поняла?
Понимаю, да.
Хорошо. Это хорошо. И все. Сегодня первый день, когда я могу работать, когда я могу много работать, потому что у нас сейчас есть интернет хороший, я могу работать, а раньше нет. Раньше я мог только работать на ноутбуке, лаптоп. Ноутбук маленький, неудобный. Сейчас у меня компьютер, и все очень удобно.
Да.
Понятно?
Да, я понимаю.
Хорошо. И у меня к тебе вопрос.
Хорошо.
Как ты думаешь, ты сейчас хорошо разговариваешь?
Да, конечно. Я понимаю все. Я думаю. Легко слова.
Легко.
Легко.
Да.
Да.
Легко.
Легко.
Да. Легко.
Легко.
Молодец.
Хорошо.
Но я думаю, все. У тебя еще есть ко мне вопросы?
Ты любишь меня? Шутка. Шутка.
Всё?
Нет, все.
Хорошо. Ну, that's it. Alright,
Да,
that was
да,
good.
да.
That was good.
Следующий. Until next time.
Да.
Как сказать?
До следующего раза.
До следующего раза.
Да, до следующего is one word.
Новое слово.
Да. Alright, well, that's it for the speaking part. Молодец, well done.
Хорошо.
High five.
Спасибо.
And now, the latter part of the podcast. So,
Что?
what?
Это еще подкаст?
Да, we're still going.
Oh,
No,
okay,
it's not done.
We're
So,
speaking English now.
Yeah. We speak like at the intro, and then we do this,
I understand.
and then we're gonna talk about how you spoke. And
Oh, okay. I didn't get
so
that.
yeah, first of all, some feedback to you.
Yes.
Well done. First of all, well
Thanks.
done for the vocabulary. That was pretty easy.
Yeah.
I would say that sometimes you have to look for words
Yes.
that how to say breakfast. How to say
Yes.
this. So I would say, actually, I have the homework for you. Don't look at it just yet.
Okay.
But I want to change one thing. I had it beforehand, but I'm going to change one thing. So for Monday, so for today, we're recording this on Monday. Hopefully next time we can record it on a weekend so you can
Yeah.
have Monday. Okay. Write out what you would love to say all in English about the day. So when I asked you, how's your day? You say, I went to the store, I got this. Write it all out in English.
Yes.
Okay? And then how your day went, your plans and things like that. So
Yes.
imagine like we would redo this over again.
Yes. Okay, great.
And then you write it out in English.
Because there was a lot of vocabulary that I wanted to say, but I forgot the endings, and then I was like, I don't want to sound stupid, so I'm not gonna say it. So
And then you go for an easier word.
I'll go for easier word that I know in my sleep, you
Right.
know? So I know I forgot, like I wanted to say I cleaned the house, and I always forget that
Убираюсь.
Убираюсь,
Yeah.
ajus.
Yeah,
Like, what am I
yeah.
saying, you know?
Right. So, well, and that's good because
Yeah.
that's the weakness, I guess, and that's
Yes.
the reason, like, that's the way to improve.
Yes,
From
definitely.
here on out.
Definitely.
And so, write the whole text out in English, and then what you do next is you translate it all into Russian, and then you see the words, and then you like maybe read it out loud, so you will see which words you are missing.
I think that's a great task, baby. Yeah, I think that's
Good.
great.
The reason why this task works very well
Mm-hmm.
is exactly what you said. You said, I will go for an easier word.
Yeah.
And so you don't really stretch your vocabulary and you don't really push yourself to learn better and new words.
Exactly.
But instead, we have to, in other words, you limit your communication because you don't know the words. But if you first do it in English, you're not going to limit your communication
100%.
because you can express yourself 100%.
Yeah, I get you. That's what I do before when I'm learning.
Right.
I write it out in English because it helps, and
Yeah.
then I put like how it's spelled phonetically, and then I write it in Russian.
I would say you can, if you do flashcards.
Sometimes I was really doing it when we were in Russia when I was forced
need
to talk
to-
to the people at the stores,
Yeah.
but lately
you
I've
need
chilled.
to redo them.
Yeah, I need to redo them. I need to go back on Anki. I still have it on my phone and just like update my vocabulary because that was really helping, especially the vocabulary cards that I could easily download from BeFluent. I still have them on my computer.
Yeah. And then once you do the English text, you translate that into Russian. You highlight the words that you didn't know,
Okay.
or even phrases. For example, if you wanted to say, you translate the whole sentence. I went to the store. How would you say it? And then you would copy the whole phrase, not word by word, but the whole phrase.
Oh my gosh, exactly. Because you know what else I wanted to say when we first started? We walked to the store, but I couldn't. I think I wanted to say we hit.
Выходили?
No, we hit.
Выход is
Drive.
is it?
Oh no.
Поехали. No,
I
we
don't
can
know
try.
what I was
We
thinking
won't.
then.
Anyway,
But I wanted to say like we walked and I couldn't remember pashol or whatever. I couldn't remember how to say it, and
Right.
that's why I went for an easier, like I said before.
right. Okay, and that's okay
Yeah.
because exactly you would copy the whole phrase and then you would put it in your flashcards.
Definitely, and do this too, guys. If you didn't.
Oh, 100%. No, for you guys listening, the question that I asked Victoria, how was your day? And what did you do? What your plans are? So right now you're sitting and listening to this. pause this podcast or wait until the end of it and answer that question. What did you do, and what your plans are for the rest of the day? And if you feel like something is limiting your communication, you cannot really express yourself fully, do the same task for Monday. Number one, write it out in English, and then translate it all into Russian, seeing what you didn't know, what you didn't understand. So that would be the first thing, and I would say that's really enough of feedback for this time, because you will learn those missing words, and yeah, I think the rest is just. I think what's limiting you right now is the vocabulary that you'll work on from now on, and you'll be fine. So you add those words to flashcards, you repeat them and stuff like that, and then we'll see next Monday how well you can speak. But now it's your turn. What do you think that you needed to work on your own feedback to yourself?
First, I would say the vocabulary. Definitely. You already covered that. The second thing I would say is, I don't know why today I just feel so anxious about messing up. And usually I'm the opposite. Like, I'll just say it and then mess up. But I think I need to work on being wrong. Like, it's okay to say the wrong thing with the endings, because I'm so focused on my endings that maybe sometimes I'm going a little slower, or I'm not expressing myself fully because I don't want to mess up the Russian ending. I don't want to sound ignorant, basically, speaking your language. So definitely need to work on that. And thirdly, just expanding my vocabulary. It's just one of the most important things, because I know so many words, but they're scattered in my brain, and I really need to just put them together.
Yeah, I would say for scattering also, maybe you know one word from this phrase, that phrase, but you don't have them together as a whole phrase.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so getting them together in a phrase with that first task that I gave you, that's going to be
So
good.
that would help. Okay.
Yeah, that'll help. Okay. You also mentioned before we started this that there was a topic that you wanted to learn how to talk about better. Do you remember that topic?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to talk about how we met.
Okay.
Because, you want to talk about that today?
No. We can talk about that tomorrow. Oh,
Yes,
sorry,
next time. Because usually when I'm working on sets, they always ask me, when we were in Russia, what are you doing here? You have a Russian husband? And then they ask me all these questions. How did you guys meet? So before I was preparing my sentences, but then when I see them, I'm just messing up because I'm so excited. I want to express myself. So I want to talk about that, because there's long words in, I would say the vocabulary is advanced.
Okay.
For me.
I agree.
Very advanced when you're talking about the past, when you're talking about how you met someone, then you're talking about university, it's advanced vocabulary. So definitely need to cover that.
Okay.
And even if it's not about how we met, just talking about school, university topics, because people are at university as well, and it's important. So.
Okay, so
what do you think about that?
Next time we can talk about that.
Okay.
And this week is also going to be your week to prepare for that topic.
Okay.
So the tasks are going to be oriented around that. So guys, next topic of the dialogue is going to be us talking about how we met. But of course, this can be used in anywhere else. You met your friend, you met your colleagues, you met this, you met that.
Exactly. And that's why it's important, because you guys probably have Russian friends and you want to talk about
100%.
how you know them.
Yeah. Or talk to your friends about how you met your spouse, your wife, your husband, things like that. So it's going to be really fun, I think. And the tasks are going to be oriented around that. So, okay, now let's go to the homework.
Okay.
We already have the homework for Monday. Now Tuesday. And for Tuesday, what we're going to do is I'm going to send you a list of all the vocabulary words for to meet a person. And maybe I'll write my own text as well.
Oh, wow.
How I met you.
That's important, because I need to see how I understand as
well. Yes.
And you guys need to listen
Yep.
also.
I'll send a text of how me and you met. I'll also record it so you can play it back and listen to the pronunciation, things like that. So you can see how a native would do it. And you can do it yourself, copy your own, or do your own version of it. Okay, so for Tuesday, I'll send you the words that I used, like a list of words.
Okay.
My own text. Just read it and listen to the recording.
Beforehand?
Yeah, that's going to be Tuesday. We're going to record back on probably Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
So Monday is you write the text. On Tuesday, you simply add those words that I'm going to send you to your Anki flashcards so you can practice them.
Okay.
Now then on Wednesday, task is going to be very different. Of course, study the vocabulary again on Wednesday too, but then watch a YouTube video in Russian. YouTube video in Russian about any topic.
Okay.
Travel,
Yeah,
blog,
I already
this,
have
that.
Russian bloggers that I follow. So.
Right. So find any video and watch 5 minutes of it.
Okay.
If you can find the ones with subtitles, that's going to be even better.
Okay.
Because you can find their subtitles and read them, but also YouTube has auto-translate
Yeah,
versions.
I know, baby. Yeah.
So, okay. And watch the 5 minutes. The reason why I'm saying don't go for more than 5 is because I'd much rather you focus on those 5 minutes and play it back one more time, so you can
Okay.
understand exactly what they're saying. That's going to be your listening task. Okay?
100%.
Cool?
Yeah, cool. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too.
Yes. Then for Thursday, just simply go over all the words that you added on Wednesday with the YouTube video, on Tuesday with what I sent you, and on Monday with what you write yourself in the text. So Thursday is just simply practice vocabulary, nothing more.
Okay.
Just a simple task. And on Friday, speak some Russian to someone. Probably going to be me.
Probably. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, your mom. When I call her.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Have some new words for her.
Yeah. And speak to someone in Russian. That's the goal.
Okay.
If you guys don't have anybody to speak with, there's a great app called Tandem app. It's a language exchange app. You can find somebody to speak with there. But it's also okay for you to simply record a voice recording of your own monologue, saying whatever you want, talking about whatever you want, sports, politics, weather, your plans, whatever the topic is, just open up your voice recorder on your phone and just start speaking to it for like 5 minutes. Practice that speaking so you can practice the pronunciation, putting words together, putting kind of a whole text together, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's it. And then I'll see you on Saturday and we'll see what you did. I'm going to check your work and you will report back on all the tasks.
All
if
right.
you did them or not.
So
okay?
professional. Преподаватель.
Yeah. So, and that's it really for today. Do you have any more questions, anything that you want to add?
No. No. That's it. I'm like, should I be more comfortable or is this more of a professional setting?
It's more comfortable.
Okay. No, that's it. I'm excited.
Okay.
Do the work, guys, because if I do it, you need to.
Yeah. And also, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is going to be the only episode that we're going to post on YouTube. The rest are going to be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, all of them. Just find a place where you listen to your podcast right now. Find us there. The reason why we post this first one on YouTube is so that people who are watching us on YouTube can come to the podcast. But this is the only time we're going to post it. And I hope to see you, and Victoria probably hopes to see you too,
Yes.
next week for a recap of what you did and future homeworks.
Yes, and thank you guys for listening. I guess we'll see you next time. Do I close this out or do you close it out?
That's fine. All right, guys. See you next time. Пока-пока.
Пока.